Welcome to the Kirana Podcast, a show about what you will find, what you will not find in the Cook Islands. And now here's your host, Chantal Napa.
Kia rana, kia koutou katoto, nokone ia mātou, ko te ko Chantal Napa, no te kuki airani mai. Welcome and thank you for joining us on the Kia Rana Podcast. Our guest today is Paige, and she is here with her family, and they own and run Cafe Jireh. Jireh?
Say it however you want. Everyone just knows it as the Custard Square place, right?
I wanted to, yeah. Okay. Well, that was on my list. Like, tell me about these like custard squares. Okay, everybody, is that the Custard Square place?
Yeah.
Is that the Custard Square place opposite the airport?
Yeah.
Yes. So that sign was a good idea.
Yeah.
Because your parents put that out as soon as they started that cafe,
Yeah.
and it's like their tagline now.
Exactly. On all of the t-shirts, on everything.
Yeah, it's their tagline
Yeah.
now, you know, like best custard square in Rarotonga.
Made it into a brand for themselves.
Yes, they've
for
made
sure.
it into a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even when people ask me that, is that the Custard Square place opposite the airport? Gotta go get that Custard Square opposite the airport. Yeah. One thing, just think of one thing, eh?
Yeah.
And then doesn't matter if your cafe does breakfast and coffees and this and this and this.
They all come for that one thing, and then they'll buy other things around it. So,
And is that because your parents liked custard squares, or
they made the custard squares before they brought the business.
Yeah.
But it was just emphasizing the fact that that was a point of difference to everyone else on the island, and that some of the food places can all be quite similar. So it was just a point of difference to get people in the door. The tourists recognize it, Australians, New Zealanders,
the locals?
Yeah. So it was just that one thing to get people through the door.
Yeah.
And it's worked.
It's worked.
So,
Totally, it's worked.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I've since become friends with your parents, Deborah and Craig, professionally, in the professional sort of, you know, and then they told me last year, Paige, that their daughter was coming to, you know, because they said, hey, Chantal, you know, we're getting older, our daughter's coming.
Yeah.
She's going to take over for us. And then I come into Cafe Jireh and I see you and I go, you must be Deborah and Craig's daughter, Paige. Like, welcome.
Thank you.
Right. You got your apron on and you're like, okay, somebody asked my parents know.
Yeah. This is now.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about your family, please. You know, tell us a bit about your family, please.
Oh, yeah. My mum and dad love Rarotonga. They've always loved Rarotonga. They came here for their honeymoon. So it's been a place that's special to them. And about 7 years ago,
when was that honeymoon?
I think, my brother will be 28 this year, so it'll be about 29, 30 years ago. So
my mouth just dropped.
They stayed around Pacific Resort when that was the only thing around Murray. There's nothing else there. And so, yeah, this place has been very special to them throughout their life. So about 7 years ago, they just had enough of Auckland, enough of just trying to survive, and like, what were they actually living for? So Dad came up with the random idea, let's go move to Raro. And Mum's like, really? He's like, really? So they're like, okay, like, let's see where this takes us. So I was in my last year of high school. I was just turned 18, and they were like, okay, we're going to go to Rarotonga for a holiday and just see if we could see ourselves living there. They came back and they bought a business, and that was that. So then the next year, February, they moved here, and they haven't looked back. They've absolutely loved it here. So they've been here for 7 years. They've had the cafe the whole time. They're getting older.
Yeah, as we all as I am.
But they are getting older. Dad's had a few health problems. So they're wanting to slow down a bit. They've taken on doing Cook Islands real estate as well. So that's what they'll stay on the island to do.
With Kerry Winterflood.
Yeah. And so that my partner and I in Auckland, we both want to own our own cafe and run our own businesses one day. Dad just randomly said, why don't you just come here and run our business? And we were like, would you let us do that? And he was like, yeah, we're struggling to find staff. We want to take a step back. trying to sell the cafe. So would you guys come? At least do it for a year and see how it goes. So then my partner and I bit the same, but fed up with Auckland and the city and everything. So we're like, okay, let's take up the challenge and go. So we did. So we're here committed to the whole year, running the cafe for mum and dad, so let them look after themselves because that's what they need to do. And yeah, so we just took up the challenge like they did.
And so you convinced your partner Ben.
Yeah, I know, and he took a little bit of convincing. He's been all over the world, so he's been like in London, Denmark, Australia, very fast-paced places. So it's taken him quite a bit of getting used to slowing down and realizing that you don't have to move that fast to get things done, and that Cook Islanders also don't move that fast to get things done. That things will happen when it happens.
Yes.
So it's taken him a bit of getting used to. It took him a bit of convincing.
Is he a food and beverage person?
Yes, he's a chef. We're both trained and qualified in being chefs and all of that. So that's our passion, food. So it just was perfect that mum and dad had a cafe. So it aligned with what we want to do. It's giving us the business knowledge and being able to actually put it into practice. Whereas if we were in Auckland, we'd just be in jobs, not having that extra level of business experience. And mum and dad have been able to give that to us here. So we ended up on this beautiful island.
I'm so pleased for you both.
Yeah.
You know,
so it's
I'm
just
so pleased for you both.
helping us build our professional and also personally, like being able to step back from the city, being able to realize what's actually important in life as well. Like you don't realize how caught up you get in the city life and living week to week. So it's nice to just be here and be present with ourselves and being able to have a common goal of business and yeah, just trying to do what's best for everyone. So yeah.
And you know, back in because March, Hayden was here, right? And then I take him to the domestic airport. He flies off to Aitutaki. I come out at the domestic airport and think, okay, Hayden's gone for 4 days, you know. I got a bit of a break from sort of working. When he's here, he's like, come on, let's get out there, Chantal. You know, sign up another client. And then I see your cafe. And then I go in. And then remember I saw Ben taking the rubbish out? And I had actually tried to come across to get some coffees, but it was too early.
Yeah.
So then I went back to the domestic airport. And then when they left on the plane, I came back. Oh, cool. Now they're open. And then I come and introduce myself to you.
Yeah.
And then I say, you must be the boyfriend because like she's convinced you to get the rubbish out, right? Take the rubbish out. And he's
not going to do that.
And I said, it must be for love, eh? So this accomplished chef looks at this Cook Islander who doesn't know.
Yeah.
And so I'm throwing our Cook Island humor at him.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, yep, it's all for love. I take the rubbish out.
Yeah.
And you agree to sign up for the discount, you know, card that day.
Yeah.
And that was purely because like I said, I know your parents, and then you were like, well, okay, we'll do it.
Take a chance. Take a leap of faith.
Yeah, we'll do it. And then now we are sitting down together and telling everybody about your family, about your occupation, how you ended up here, which is such a beautiful, you know, it's a, the city pace can be exhausting, Paige, you know, like I think for me too. First of all, it's a great age though. You're only 25.
Yeah.
Like what a great age in life to be able to work out, you know, running your own business.
Yeah.
And because when you're working for other people, you're not required to sort of think about the numbers too much.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, the numbers too much because you're on a wage.
Yeah.
But when it's your own and you're 25 and you're like working this out, it's actually great mentorship in a way.
Yeah. And it's that everything that we do we need to make sure that we're making money so that we can get paid.
Mm.
And to put all of the staff and everyone first, and then whatever's left is ours. So it's definitely a different mindset to when you are working for someone. But yeah, definitely a great challenge.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the kids here on the Cook Islands realize how lucky they are to be here. That a lot of them tend to think New Zealand and Australia are where their opportunities are, but there's so many opportunities here for them. It's like, if you take Ben and I, for example, we're from New Zealand and we've chosen to come here to seek an opportunity. It's like they don't realize what they've got on their back doors, which is crazy to me.
I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Like, I was that kid, and then you just want to, you kind of feel cabin fevered, Paige.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Going around 32 kilometers, 32 kilometers, circling. And then you see all this stuff online, right? Of skyscrapers and stuff like that. And with my children, I kind of said to them, look, this is home. You will leave one day.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you will. And I know you want to go and see the big cities and that. I know that. But if we just put that foundation down, that you are so lucky you have somewhere to come back to.
Exactly.
After you go, and because I did it, so I get it.
Yeah. But you need it for self-development as well. Whether it's for yourself or for career-wise, yes, you do need to go out and do what's best for you. But a lot of the kids, we've had a lot of like the 16, 17, 18-year-olds working for us in the CAF. And it's amazing that they don't realize the opportunities that they have to grow here. They think they need to leave the rock to do those things. It's like, oh, you can do that all right here in your backyard. It's like, we're happy to invest our time and teach you and train you and get you that you've got skills and you've got knowledge, that a lot of them just don't think they've got anything here, which is so sad to see. But there's a lot of great kids on this island that are wanting to grow. It's like there's like training institutions and stuff. They can do things here.
Totally.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mentorship programs that are run here, that are run in Rarotonga, that are offered through the Chamber of Commerce, that are offered, privately. There's there's the Cook Island Tertiary Training Institute here. Yeah. And one of the great things about having all those mentorship programs here that are provided, you're like in a list of 25.
Not hundreds.
Not hundreds.
Yeah.
And so there's so much more attention to detail to the student.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it reminds me of, I was interviewing one of our dentists right over here, Danny, and he was saying that they go up to the high schools and they have those booths, for careers days. Yeah. Career days. And how he just mentioned to me how everybody was lining up at the IT booth. Yeah. And he was like, George and I are there and we're trying to promote, that you can actually have a career out of dentistry. Yeah. And then he was saying, but it's not really like cool to them, right? But this was the great thing that he mentioned. He said, but the thing is, in the Cooks, because they might only have like, say, 10 people apply for the dentistry scholarship. Yeah. They're going to get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because there's limited numbers applying. So if they have like 200 applying for IT and 10 applying for dentistry, they're all going to get it. Yeah. And he says, and you could just use that at least to get your first degree.
Exactly.
Yeah. Paid for.
Yeah.
And then whatever you decide, but you've got your first one under your belt.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely that. Ben and I have tried, whilst we've been in the CAF, to get some of the young ones to realise like there is a future in hospitality as well. Like Ben and I have done our training. I've got a degree in culinary arts. Like you can get a well-paid job in hospitality if you have the right training and you're under the right people. That people see hospitality as just just as a fill-in job, that you don't need to be skilled, you don't need to do anything, that we've been trying to upskill our staff so that they can keep progressing within hospitality, they can get well paid. Here we've got a very big shortage of staff, and so people who are skilled and do know what they're doing are hard to come by.
That is hugely on everybody in the private sector's mouths, Paige. This, we're short of staff, short of. And plus, because all our young people are leaving.
Exactly. So it's trying to get them to stay and show that they do have a purpose of staying here. They can be valued. They can be skilled. Like they can also get well paid if they put their mind to it as well. So yeah, that's what Ben and I have tried within. This year we've employed a lot of young people that have either left school and tried to take a chance on them, because a lot of people wouldn't take a chance on them, and they are bright kids. They do want to work. So yeah, that's what Ben and I have tried.
They just need people to see them, mate.
Exactly. And if they see Ben and I as young, being able to do what we're doing, like they can do it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're only 10 years younger than you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and to think, oh wow, I don't have to wait till I'm 50 to make it.
No, you don't. Put your mind to it. You can do it.
This pleases me to hear. This pleases me to hear.
Yeah. It's like Ben and I definitely didn't want to come in here with the mindset of that, like we're better than everyone else or anything like that. It's like we definitely wanted to come and get immersed in the culture and put our foot in and help with the island, and not just think that we're here to make lots of money and that's it, and then we're gonna leave and not think of
it's lifestyle.
Exactly.
It's
like we're here on your island. We're here to help where we're needed. It's like this place is one big community.
It is,
really
isn't it?
Everyone knows each other, everyone helps each other in need. It's like I said to you this morning, your honesty box. Like you couldn't have an honesty box anywhere else in the world.
We have a lot of honesty boxes in Rarotonga, like for fruit and vegetables. There's honesty boxes at the gyms.
There is.
At the gyms here, there's honesty boxes. You go in, you work out, and you put your $5 in, and there's a lot of honesty boxes here.
Yeah. It's like this island definitely needs people to either come in or come back home and help build it back up again. That I did live here for the year before COVID. I'd done my uni and then I came here to help mum and dad and also just to have a break myself. And it's like you can notice the big difference from pre-COVID to now, in that you don't have as many skilled people here now. A lot of people left. And it's a very uplifting and rebuilding time for the island to one, get the tourism back, but also just to use what's here and rebuild it up. Use the people that you have that didn't have any skills, didn't have jobs, rebuild them up so they've got a purpose on this island. And a lot of businesses rebuilding up what they've got. So I hope that in the future more people do see Rarotonga as an opportunity. Mum and dad definitely have taken every opportunity that they've had on this island. And just immersing themselves in what this island has to offer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paige.
I think you've also been a great person in promoting the Cook Islands, like listening to your podcast, listening to the way that you speak about this place. It's great. It's positive. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you made me go quiet.
I'm the first person to achieve that.
Doesn't happen often. Everyone listening will be laughing. Hotel speechless. She always says when she's quiet, she's learning. Right. Okay, I want to talk about food.
Food.
And the reason why I want to talk about food is, do you use a lot of like our local food in your food?
We try and use a lot of the local fruit and vegetables, and also getting them from local people.
Yes.
So like Ben and I just recently have been both had a shortage of tomatoes. And so as soon as we see anyone on the side of the road with them, we try and get their contact details. Like, well, if you have any extra, if you have any to sell, get in contact. We're happy to buy straight from you, not buying the imported stuff, like getting those relationships with the people on the island. We buy our eggs on the island from John Scott. We get our lettuce from Oasis. We try and use the local businesses as much as we possibly can. Food wise, our market is more trying to have those common foods from like New Zealand and Australia. So we don't have like the raw fish and stuff like that. There's a lot of places on the island do that very well, but definitely in our relationships with our buyers, we try and buy as much locally and from the little people, not the big people, to keep that money going around in the economy.
Yeah, I think the reason why I bring that up is a few years ago, and I'm not a chef, okay, everybody, but I like food.
Like eating food.
I like eating food. And I remember this place opened up and I sort of went and looked at their menu and I was like, oh, okay, you know, like more burgers.
Yeah.
You know, more burgers.
Yeah.
And then I made this comment to myself, like, and if I ever did, but I won't. If I ever had a cafe, Paige, I would have called it no menu. And that was because it would be like, this week we got delivered this to us.
And that's what we made from that.
And that's what we made from that.
Yeah.
And then next week they brought this.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do with this?
Yeah.
Right. And then it keeps it fresh and it keeps it like interesting.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what it's going to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you're like, well, this week we got delivered all of this. So this week we're going to make bean, you know, bean, I don't know, pate, bean, soup, bean. And then I see it laughing, and laughter makes people happy, and then it makes them buy, and then they're like, oh, let's go, because there's no menu and you have no idea what Paige is going to do this week, right? Because we eat seasonally here, everybody.
Definitely, yeah.
So we eat what's growing then, and then what's growing then, and then what's growing then.
Yeah. So we're definitely like in our smoothies and all of that, using real fruit stuff from the island, things that we can get from the mama down at the market, not using like syrups that you can buy from New Zealand or things like that. We've definitely tried to keep within, like I said, our target is like that New Zealand Australian market, so our food does reflect that, but definitely using what we can buy locally and source locally. Because that is important. It's, if you brought everything from New Zealand, what's the point?
Plus, you know, like they come here, they want to eat our food, they want to try it. They just don't know how to prepare it, or they don't know how it could be used 4, 5 to 6 ways.
For sure.
You know, so those in the food industry here, thank you so much, because you're promoting our local food, and like I said, the visitor wants to eat it. They just need to know this is spinach. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. You know, it's our version of Popeye spinach. Comes from the taro, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. And, you know, this is, you know, such and such fruit. We have it in abundance between December and this time. And then now we've, you know, mango season's out now. And so now we're in like April, and then, you know, and so now we've got this, and it's also promoting the healthiness of seasonal eating.
Oh, definitely.
The healthiness. And then that it's like garnish, Paige, on a plate. They love that garnish of all the local food. Right.
For sure. No, it's definitely important to promote what's here on the island and what the island has to offer, because the island has a lot to offer, and the land definitely has a lot to offer, and what can be grown and sourced.
That could be a great idea for you, like, you know, up in your cafe, to have like pictures of the food that you're using, and then the name of it, and then how it's grown and the local name of
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Yeah.
And I think it might make a nice sort of chatting point for people coming into your cafe to go, oh, okay, so that's a star fruit and it's like proper book name.
Yeah.
You know how flowers have their proper book name and then the
The
description.
scientific name.
Yeah. So it's sort of then they can visually see what is in their food and the name of it and the local name of it and the goodness that comes with it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely always up for promoting what's on this island and what there is to offer, for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, how's your year going?
It's going good. There has been some ups and downs of like I said, about staffing struggles and shortages and just having to adapt. That Dad definitely said when we came here that if you can run a business in the Cook Islands, you could run a business anywhere. That the challenges you face here, you don't typically face anywhere else, but they are big challenges. So things like staff, having to train and upskill people that have never had a job before in their lives. They could be 28 and they've never had a job. That you don't see that anywhere else. Having to deal with supply's been a big
and also
one.
because like in Raro, if we have a massive rain and it takes out that grower's crop, who he's crying now, and then all of a sudden you have no tomatoes.
Exactly. And we did have that for a few months, that we had no tomatoes. But the beauty of that is that if you don't have it, no one else has it as well.
And then you just do something else.
Exactly. You just have to keep adapting and changing.
Yeah.
And it can be supply on the island, whether it be like your fruit and vegetables, but also people don't realize how long it takes for us to get our supplies from New Zealand. So things that can't be grown here, like all of our dry stuff, if we suddenly have people buying it all at the supermarket, then all of a sudden we don't have any. So sometimes we can run out of soy milk or almond milk or different things. And it's like you just have to keep adapting and keep changing and just having to just adapt.
Makes it interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you don't necessarily always have those challenges in New Zealand. You can just go anywhere and buy anything at any time. Whereas here, we've got one supermarket. That's where we get our stuff from. That's where you get your stuff from. So if 1 week we can't get it, we can't get it. Can't get too uptight about it.
Babe, no menu. See, babe, you like that idea? Okay, I'm giving that idea to you. Big blackboard at Cafe Jireh, right? No menu. I guarantee you thousands are going to laugh, right? No menu, big board. This is what I'm doing today, right? Rock on.
Yeah. For sure, though. It's like you don't, like I said, don't face these challenges elsewhere. Don't have to wait for a boat for 8 weeks to bring you your stuff. Just if you want it, you're gonna have to wait. So that's why it has taken a while for definitely, like I said, Ben to learn to slow down. I've been here before, so I know what the island's like, and that you do just have to take a deep breath and go, well, what will be, because can't do anything.
And have a look at what's around you, food.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Ben. You know what? What can we find this week? Let's do a special of this and this.
Can't do that. Let's do this.
Absolutely. Yeah. I like your attitude towards all of that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, towards everything. Actually. I like. Thank you.
To learn to change your attitude to that. If you get stuck, you can get stuck in a rut. You can get stuck in Auckland and thinking that you deserve everything now and need to have it now and that you're the only person that matters. It's like, no, you come to a place like this, you've all got to work together. You can't be out for yourself ever here, because the locals won't like it to start with.
It's too small.
But that's not how it works. You have to be there for each other and support each other and put each other up on a pedestal, because that's the way it needs to be.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, my dear. Anything else you want to have a chat about to everybody? I think sometimes I like asking people towards the end of a conversation, Paige, since you've been here.
Yeah.
Best local food that you've eaten?
It's local food. For me, it's learning. Definitely, I can't remember what it's called, but one of our staff brought in the coconut that like it falls off the tree and then starts sprouting, and then you dig it up and put it in a drink. I can't remember what. Yeah, that's it. So it's like learning all those different things.
There's so much you can do with that.
It's like they said, "Have you tried it?" I was like,
You can make smoothies out of
I don't
it.
even know what that is.
Yeah, it's uto.
So it's like putting a different perspective is definitely what I've.
And it's so abundant.
Yeah, I know.
It's so abundant.
And it's like, yeah, I had no idea what it was until one of the staff mentioned it because they had it in their drink and they're like, "Do you want to try it?" And it's like, "Sure, let's give it a go." So it's like definitely trying all those different things. And yeah, just the different ways you can do things. Like they said about the uko, is it?
The ruko.
Uko.
The ruko.
And that, like the coconut that we just talked
about. The uto.
Yeah, uto.
Uto.
That like you can make it into a pancake. Put flour with it.
Yes.
Make it into a pancake.
Yes.
It's like, I wouldn't have thought of that. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yes, they've been doing it for hundreds of years.
So it's like things like that I'd love to learn.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just grate it.
Yeah.
Just grate it and then do a normal pancake mixture and boom.
Yeah.
Uto pancake.
Yeah. So yeah, things like that.
Uto is the last stage of the coconut. So the coconut starts. A great metaphor way to explain the coconut is like our schooling system.
You can explain.
Meaning we start school in preschool.
Yeah.
So you have the preschool stage of the coconut.
Yeah.
Right. And then you go on to primary school. So you have the next stage of the coconut. Then you go on to like intermediate. Right. Then you go on to high school. And then you go on to university.
Yeah.
Right. And then the stages of the coconut can be tracked like that because the new is the young.
Yeah.
That's why the flesh inside is so soft.
Yeah.
Inside the shell, so soft, right? And then as you go along, the flesh gets harder when you kind of get to like the high school stage of the coconut. And then I always call the uto like the PhD level of the coconut. Of the coconut. Or, you know, not the end, but it's not the end of learning as well, guys, but it's just the best metaphor that you can visually go, oh, I get it. You know, so you have the young, new coconut, then you come, because when you get to like the high school stage, that's when we can start grating it.
Yeah.
Grating the coconut, which we make our akari from, our coconut cream from. And then when you get to the uto stage, that milk or new that was in it solidifies. Yeah. So that is the new inside the coconut solidified into the uto stage. Yeah. And I think my mum calls it our local candy floss.
Yeah, I think one of the girls mentioned it and one of the staff is that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like marshmallowy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I never knew that the coconut had all these different stages. So it's been cool to just learn what you can get out of different produce that you just never knew you could do it that way. And like you guys have been doing it for hundreds of years, like you said, and just have no idea. So it's been cool being able to immerse ourselves in what the island has to offer, the culture and all of that. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So you got any dreams? Any dreams as 25-year-old?
My ultimate dream is to have my own bakery and to have it like an empire almost, that like it wholesales out to different places and that. So that's my dream, and that's what I'm building towards with all the jobs that I've had, and then now being able to run a business. I do all the baking and the cabinets and all of that. So it's learning the business side now that I know I've got the skills to be able to produce products, but I'm needing to have the knowledge to be able to grow the empire as such. So that's what I would love to do. So every opportunity I have, it's just learning and just to keep learning and get whatever I can out of what I'm doing. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Paige.
No,
it's been lovely.
Thank you, Chantal. Thanks for having me.
I think I'll be checking in again with you, in a few months, like 6 months or 12 months. I know you said that you'd be here for a year.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you in a little secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't leave. You got my passport.
I'll let you in a little secret. You know what happened to your parents? And they just come, yeah. You'll be like, I know. You won't leave. Okay? Because you'll be like, why?
We're checking
We have this infectious sort of like grip on you all.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Cafe Jireh. Shout out to your parents, Deborah and Craig. We made it. Podcast done. Yay. Thank you very much. Thank you. And meitaki to our guests. It has been a genuine pleasure spending time with you today, Paige.
Thank you.
To everybody, our podcast listeners, I appreciate you joining us today. Nokone ia matou aroa i atu kia koto ka totoa. Kia rana, may you live long, airera, farewell, and kia manuia, good luck and good health.